Hey, y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. It is Wednesday today. I'm unexpectedly seeing after work today for a student, so I decided to put this time to good use. I have probably 2.5 hours before I need to start, and so I thought, why not go ahead and make a video? So today, I'm going to be talking about my early retirement readiness checklist. So my Sunday video, I talked about like how much money I need that I feel like I need to retire, right? And well, not really that, but working towards that. So I was talking about paying my car off and getting like my 6 months of savings done. And so that got me thinking a lot about actual retirement. Like, what do I want that to look like, right? And so if I plan on retiring in 6 years, that'll be 2030, the year 2030, and I will be starting the school year at that time. I'll be turning 55 right before the new school year starts. And so I notice, like with a lot of retirees, like people that work until like they're supposed to retire, like in their 60s. Because I think for my age group or my tier, like I guess it depends on which tier you are. I'm a tier 2 employee. And so for me, that would mean that I need to work until I'm 67 years old. And I do notice that a lot of people retire. Like here at the school, we have a lot of retired police officers and different things like that. But they retire, but then they come back to work. And I don't want to like get all the way there and then feel like I don't know what to do with my life. And so I wanted to sit down and really think about what that looked like. Because I'm not retiring just because I don't want to work or just because I don't want to do anything. I just want to lay around or whatever. That's not why I want to retire. I want to retire because I really believe that God has a calling on my life. Now, although He hasn't unveiled like the clarity of what that looks like in its fullness, I do feel like it was the Holy Spirit prompting me this year to really get my finances in order. And part of that, I believe, is that like if God is going to call me to do something, I can't be tied to anything, right? I can't be tied to debt. I can't, like make decisions freely about my money if I owe it to somebody else, right? If I'm working for somebody, I might tend to think that, oh, well, I don't want to leave my job or whatever the case may be. So I feel like I am in a preparation stage for sure. I don't know what that looks like. All I can do is like walk the path as He unveils those steps to me, right? So I do feel like this year, this 2024, He's unveiling to me that I need to get my finances in order, get rid of all my debt, just be really focused on like income and just have like a plan, right? And so while I was compiling my early retirement checklist, it's not a comprehensive list by any means. It's just like me starting like the rough draft, I should say. It's like a rough draft. So first and foremost, I've mentioned in many videos that I don't I don't know a lot about investment or anything like that. So when I talk about money, as far as my checklist goes, I'll be talking about liquid funds, like meaning I can go into the bank and get it whenever I want. Like it's not tied up in investments or IRAs or any of that. I don't know a whole lot about it yet, admittedly, but I am committed to learning over these next few years because I do realize that that will be a part of like just building wealth and different things like that. So I do have a lot more to do on research. I have my notes over here. For those of you, like if you're new, y'all know I need notes. And I'm always fluffing my ponytail throughout while I'm talking. But I do have my notes here. And I have my coffee this evening. Like I said, I wasn't planning on staying, but I needed to be available to cover one of my coworkers today who needed to leave unexpectedly. And so we are keeping him in prayer. But so just keep in mind that like, this is my disclaimer. Like, I know people out there are real knowledgeable about like investments and 401ks and different things like that. I do have a 401k. Have to figure out if I'm going to be fully vested by that time, like different things like that. So a lot of those things I don't have like ironed out as of yet, but I am working on it. And so the way I compiled this checklist is that I wanted to look ahead to see what I want my life to look like when I retire. So when I retire, I don't want to wake up the next day, like, because you'll feel good, I feel like, after a while, just like when we go on spring break or Thanksgiving break or Christmas break, we feel good because we, don't have to get up with an alarm clock. I don't have to be anywhere or anything like that. Well, I'm actually working over Thanksgiving break basketball games, but that's fun to me. So I don't think of it as like work per se, but also I don't have to get up early in the morning. And so that feels good for a while, but I have noticed, like, in the summertime, like if I'm not doing something or if I don't have something planned, not that I'm bored, but I think I kind of get lazy and I'm not being productive, I should say. And I'm not saying that it's bad to take time to rest. I should rest because I do work hard during the school year. But at some point, like, I'm not just laying around. And laying around is just boring to me, like if it goes beyond a few days. So, so first, I'm going to kind of like talk about what I want my life to look like in 6 years. And then I will go through, I guess, the rough draft of my early retirement checklist. So know that I might revisit this probably every quarter or, twice a year or so as I learn more about what I want retirement to look like, what I need to do based on like that type of preparation. And again, like I said, I'm not retiring because I don't want to work or I don't want to do anything. I do believe that I've been fasting. This is my second week fasting, and I do really believe that God is like just bringing some clarity, like that I need to just get things in order, because if He's going to call me to do something, like, it's kind of like getting rid of that baggage, kind of, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that thing is. Like, there are things that I want to do in life, but that doesn't mean that's what He's telling me it is. So I don't want to jump the gun, but I do want to work the steps as He puts them before me. Um so like I said before, I do believe God has a calling on my life, um, and I also believe that God has called all His children to ministry, and it doesn't always mean ministering from a pulpit. Like, I do feel like that I am going to be doing something beyond myself. So even in retirement, it's not just because, oh, I don't want to work, or, I want to have this, I guess, soft life or whatever. I do like have interests in like foster care and respite care and different things like that, still working with kids in some capacity. I don't know. We'll see. But what I'm not going to do is jump the gun. So in 6 years, I'll be 55, and it'll be right at the start of the school year. So I'm not going to, like, my birthday is August 11th, and we usually start school around, I mean, I'm sure I could look ahead to 2030 and see what day, but usually around that second week of August. Like, this year, I think my birthday was on the 11th, and the kids came back on the 12th. So I'm not going to like retire that day, because it would be setting up my organization. Like, I wouldn't leave them without an interpreter, because that's a hole to fill, and it's not necessarily easy to fill. And so what I would do at that time is I would say I'm retiring this year, and usually it's that calendar year. And so what that might look like is that I'll work that first semester, and then at Christmas break, I'll be done. So that's what I'm looking forward to doing. And so even while I was researching like retirement readiness or retiring preparedness, retiree preparedness, as I'm researching these things, I see a lot of videos about like they have all these figures, all these numbers, all these acronyms, the FRA, the IMR, AA, honey, the HBCU, child. Let's just throw that in there if we talking about acronyms. But I was like, I don't like that's too much for me right now. I don't know what all those things means. The HS, like I don't know what all that means. And I'm sure that'll come with time. Like even if I have to take classes, the local community colleges usually offer things like that. So, this summer, if they're like offering a class or something, I plan on taking it because I really want to make sure that I'm understanding what I'm doing. Like right now, it's like this, not fantasy, but it's like this thing to look forward to, this happy thing to look forward to. But I have to do a lot of work in a short amount of time if I want to retire successfully and not after a couple years have to go back to work, you know? And so although their information is very detailed, I'm not necessarily there yet because right now I just want to flesh out what it means to me to retire. What does that look like? What do I want to do with my life? Like, as far as my own planning goes, God could call me to do whatever. But as far as what I still need to plan something so that I can have a blueprint by which to walk, right? And so, let me see. Yes. So I'm trying to stay on task, y'all. So the checklist is built from the perspective of personal finance that I currently understand and that I'm currently doing. I do realize there is a plethora of information that I am not yet, what is the word, adept in. And I get that, right? I get that. But like based on like what I'm doing now, what I'm hoping the future to look like, this is what my checklist will look like. So first, the first three items, I'll tell you what items are on my checklist. So right now I have three things on my checklist, and those things are cash flow. What else? Their cash flow, healthcare coverage, and lifestyle stability. And so I'll break down all of them in detail. But before I get to steps 1, 2, and 3, I have baby step or step number 0, which is the baby step. So you guys know that I am working Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. I'm currently on baby step number 2, and I currently owe 8,000. I gave the number on Sunday. I don't remember what it is today, but 8,000 something dollars on my car, which I hope to pay off by the spring. And then hopefully by the end of 2025, I will have saved my 6 months of expenses. And so those are baby steps 1, 2, and 3. So while I'm preparing, I'm not going to finish the baby steps before the 6-year mark, but I'm going to be working these steps as I prepare, right? And so after the 3 to 6 months of expenses, which is step number 3, step number 4 is to invest 15% of my household income into retirement. So my household includes myself. My brother and I are roommates, and so my household income does not include his money. It only includes my money. And so I know that through my job, I can set up to have 15% of my gross pay put into my retirement fund in addition to what's already going in there. So I'm going to do that. And that's after, so that'll start in 2026 because hopefully my emergency fund will be fully funded with 6 months of expenses at that time. So that's an automatic thing. So that'll accumulate over the next, it'll be 5 years at that point. And then that's baby step number 4. Baby step number 5 says, so let me tell you what baby steps 5 and 6 are together. There's 7 total, but 5 and 6 are first, save for your children's college fund. Or 5 is save for your children's college fund. And then 6 says pay off your home early. So if you guys have been following for any length of time, you guys know I don't have children and I don't own a home. I live in an apartment and I don't have children. And so I what I think I'm going to do, and this might change because in the spring I am taking Financial Peace University, where it is Dave Ramsey's Baby Steps, but expanded. And so it's a class, it's a workshop that you take with other people. They're led by people who've been trained to lead that program. And so I plan on like bringing a lot of questions that I have and getting those things answered. I'll probably be a little ahead of people that are in the workshop because they might just be starting, but I'm going for the sole purpose of like just doing this, walking this out with other people, like being able to talk to other people about it and getting my questions answered. And so far, before I ask them any questions, I'm presuming that I will, for baby step number 5, when it says save for your children's college fund, that's where I plan to save, to purchase, to invest in real estate. I would love, love, love. I've been like researching it just a little bit over this past week. And I guess, you know how you get loans for to purchase a house, like the FHA loans and things like that. Some loans are only applicable if I plan on living in a unit. Like for example, I would like to start small and just purchase a duplex or a triplex. And it'll be easier, I think, to get a loan if I lived in one of the units and rent out the other 1 or 2 units. And so I don't mind doing that, even if my brother wants to come with me. If I'm not in a relationship or married or anything like that, I don't mind. I think just the way the economy is, if people can live together and combine resources, I think it can be a great option for people. I know it's a great option for me. I don't know that I would be able to afford to live on my own on the income that I have right now. And so some of you guys may be new to this video. So my salary this year is just over $39,000 for the 24-25 school year. And so my typical take-home pay is $1,221 twice a month. So if that gives you context on like where I am financially. So baby steps number 5 and 6. So 5 says save for your children's college fund. I plan on saving money to invest in real estate. However, baby step number 6 says pay off your home early. So I'm presuming, and you guys know more than me, if you've purchased homes or have been in real estate before, you guys know that when you get a mortgage, it's like a 15-year or you can get a 30-year or whatever. So I'm assuming like if I'm going into real estate investment, which I think might be considered a business and not necessarily, because the rent that I get or the money that I get from the tenants could be paying for where I live as well. You know, like it could cover my household expenses or my like rent and utilities and things like that. I don't know. We'll see. So, so if I invest in real estate and that becomes business, then I am not going to worry about the paying off my home early because it's a business. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't know. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. So I might forego baby step number 6 if it's not applicable because I'm living in a unit that technically I'm using as a business, you know? And so I might set it up as a business as like property management, like set up an LLC and be a property management company or something like that. And so that's what I've been thinking about this week. I have friends who they own their own property management business. So I am looking forward to like sitting down with them and kind of talking to them about what that looks like. So they don't, as far as I know, they don't own any of the properties, but the husband has his own property management company. And so he manages all these properties. And so I'm going to talk to them and see what that looks like, because I do believe that I can be the landlord as well as the property management company. So in that respect, I don't think it would be me, like consider me owning a home and a mortgage that I have to pay off. You know what I mean? Like, especially if I can use it as my office and write it off and, do all those things. So that's what I'm thinking about. And then baby step number 7 is build wealth and give. And so I'm presuming that that is where I'm going to, like really aggressively invest. And so, yes. And the plan is to have all of these things either completed or in the works before I retire. So I would really love to already be bringing in income from a real estate investment property, so that I know that I have cash flow as I'm coming in. So that brings me to number 1 on my checklist. So now we're going to move to the checklist. So right now it's a rough draft and I have 3 things on my checklist. And so the first thing is cash flow. And so, when you retire early, I'll be retiring at 55, which means I believe that I can collect on if I'm not working anymore, I can take out the money from my retirement fund. I can. But I think I'll be charged a penalty or charged fees or something like that. Also, I have to find out how many years would I need to be working in order to be vested. And so if I retire in 6 years, I think I will have been here 10 years if I retire. So I don't know how many years it means that you're fully vested. I'm not sure that I really know what fully vested even means. So these are questions that I have to start talking to our our union about. I think that's the union, right? That handles that, our retirement fund. So I'm gonna talk to somebody about it that is responsible. And so I can't collect Social Security until I'm 67. And so because of that, I do need to have income coming in. So even though I will have 6 months of expenses saved, and in addition, I will hopefully be running a rental property and different things like that, I still need to have income coming in because my 6 months of savings is what that is, 6 months of savings, right? And so these are just things that I feel like if I look ahead to what I want my life to look like in the future, I am thinking about what my cash flow is going to look like. And so as of today, the cash flow that I'm talking about is just liquid funds. And so I feel like for me to live comfortably, I would like to save a minimum of 1 year's salary. And so for me right now, and that's just what I'm making right now, which is $39,000, so it's just under $40,000. So I'm going to say I would love to have a minimum of $40,000 in the bank. At that time, I would love to earn $3,000 a month for 4 months straight from a combination of streams of income, not including my current job. So that means that right now I'm currently working on finding different streams of income. One of those is YouTube. Now, I'm not rich yet, you guys, but they are paying me something, and I do share that at times. I think the most I've made a month is $252. And I'm not a fan of like get rich quick schemes of like doing something to try to go viral, to try to make all this money if people aren't watching the content that I'm just putting out regularly. Like, I want people to watch the content that I'm making normally, because I feel like in the long run, that is what's going to like work for me. And I enjoy making videos. I enjoy bringing y'all along this journey with me. I hope y'all enjoy it, And so, so one of those streams of income is YouTube. AdSense. It's through Google AdSense. And then I have some affiliate marketing. I have not yet made $10 in affiliate marketing. They'll pay me once I make $10. I think I'm up to $3 and some change or something like that. I can honestly say I don't exactly know how affiliate marketing works. I do mention things that are in my description box and people buy them or they don't, whatever. But I don't know I have to just research how to be more, I guess, consistent and diligent about it. And so that's what I'm working on right now. And so also I'm thinking about digital products for the future. I'm starting a single girl digital planner and journal. I am working on it at my leisure. It is nothing that's going to happen this year or maybe even next year. I really want it to be good. I want it to be good. I want it to be useful. I want it to be helpful to people. And I'm using like my own journey as kind of like a guide, like, because we can, like, because we live life, right? And life's, and things happen. And I feel like when things affect our finances, I feel like um, it affects us personally. It affects us, and I feel like when something affects us financially, I feel like it affects like everything in our world is affected. Our relationships, our just lots of things are affected, and so our lifestyle, lots of things are affected, and so I want to be helpful to I guess women, men too, but I think because I'm I'm a woman and I see and understand from our perspective, it'll probably be for women. Although if men like to journal and stuff, that might help. And then for cash flow, and so for the digital product, I would like to get cash flow from that. And I do understand like I would need to like open up social media, which I have social media, but I'm just not active on social media. But I do realize if I would like to sell digital products in the future, and why digital products? Because I don't know that I like packaging things, like, but if it's like a journal slash planner, financial planner, that's easy to package and put in envelopes and ship out and things like that. I would, yeah. And the thing about it is it's going to be functional because I'm going to like, as I live, I'm going to like make the journal and make the planner and different things like that. If we get interrupted, y'all, we might get interrupted because I done put a sign on the door today to say that I was recording. So I hear the jangling of keys out there. So somebody might come in here, child. Unless they see me talking, they might not. But so yeah, so I want to do that. So it could be a digital product, but it could also be a hard cover, because something I do hear from the budgeting community a lot is that they like pen and paper. They like pen and paper, and I like pen and paper too. But I lose things unless it's in a journal. Like if it's in a journal, if it's in a notebook, like I have a prayer journal, and then I have like a journal just for YouTube ideas and notes when I'm watching Think Media, and getting ideas and things like that. I take notes on things. And so I know a planner I can keep up with. And so, but if it's organized, like a planner and, different things like that, but that's like something that will happen eventually. I'm just going to take my time with it. I'm not in a hurry to like rush something and sell something and all that stuff, because I really want it to be something that's useful and helpful to people. And then hopefully by that 6-year mark, I'll have at least one rental property and live on one side, like a duplex or a triplex, and live on one side. And so that's the cash flow. That's what I'm thinking about as far as cash flow is concerned. And from YouTube, digital products or physical products, and a rental property, I would love to earn $3,000 4 months in a row, 4 months consecutively, for me to feel like, okay, in August, I can put in my notice for retirement and know that I can be set. And so number 2 is healthcare coverage. I was diagnosed with asthma, although I believe in God for my healing. Hallelujah. I do take medication every month. Three things. I take three things. I have a rescue inhaler. I use Advair and I use Symbicort. And so these two things are like I take daily to like prevent asthma attacks, and then a rescue inhaler. I don't know how many of those because of these two medications. I don't really have asthma attacks, even and I'm a runner as well. So I do believe I am being healed. I am healed. It is manifesting, and so I'm not eligible. I don't think I'm eligible for Medicare until I'm age 65. So in the meantime, I need to like research healthcare options for myself, and like it seems like healthcare, like if I'm not going through like a job, and see, this is why people are working past retirement age. So I used to work at this at a school. It was a transition program, and so many of the women that I worked with were retired teachers, and they said the only reason they're working is because they for the health insurance, because working as a paraeducator or paraprofessional, the money is really not equal to the work that you do. It does not sound like y'all appreciate us. Hello, Staff Appreciation Week. It doesn't. It's really not comparable to the work that we do as paraprofessionals. And um, so they work, their husbands are retired at home and they're getting their pensions. And so that they don't have to, like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm sure the wives benefit from the husband's Medicare or whatever kind of insurance they have, but the wives, whatever that insurance is, it must supplement it some kind of way. And so, yeah, so they work and they're in their 60s and they working, honey. They working, picking up these students like I'm doing, and they getting it done. And so, but I'm trying to research healthcare, so for doctor appointments, and I just think that it's just responsible to have health insurance. As a woman, we have the things we need to get done, and paying out of pocket is astronomical. And so healthcare is always a good thing to have. And so, like, I'm thinking healthcare for myself will be $400 to $600. Now, unless I'm married and I'm on somebody's healthcare or something like that, that's what I plan on doing. And will guesstimate that it's between $400 and $600 a month. And then number three on my checklist which is where I stopped with my checklist. I'm going to keep flushing it out, keep adjusting and making changes. But number three on my early retirement readiness checklist is lifestyle stability. And this is what I feel like I might need to live comfortably and securely. And so lifestyle stability right now, the only things on my list are to live in a home, like be a homeowner / LLC owner, as well as have a newer vehicle. You guys know that I have a 2018 Ford Focus, and right now it has 112,000 miles on it. I have $8,000 left to pay on it, and that will be paid off hopefully by March. And it's trucking along, and I did some research on the 2018 or just the Ford Focus period. And it says it can go up to 200,000 miles, 250,000 if it's maintained well, but you might need, like after 150,000 miles, like you might need work on it, like more extensive work, maybe a transmission, alternator, like different things like that. And so whenever I go for oil change, my guy Joel, he's been doing my car since I bought it in 2018. I take it to the dealership, and I like the dealership because if I bought a Ford from the Ford dealer, then they are the experts in the car. Like, I've never had an issue with them acting like they don't know what's wrong with it. None of that. Like, they know what to do. The parts are there. They do the thing. I might pay a little extra, but they also keep a record of all my repairs so that if things were fixed under warranty and then it breaks down again, they go back and be like, oh, we fixed it before, and now, not due to your negligence, this thing is happening again. We'll go ahead and fix it, and you just pay labor, which is just $100. So I like that convenience of going to the dealer. And so, so far, so good. It's been a good thing. I haven't had any problems, and but I do want a newer vehicle. I would love to have an SUV. I want a bigger vehicle. Um, and yeah, so that is where I am with my retirement, my early retirement readiness checklist. As I continue to do research, I will update this list, update my plans, and continue to come back and talk to you guys about the things that I'm going to be doing. But I really have to make sure that I'm not just talking about it, but I'm being about it. And so that's why I like this accountability of making videos for you guys, because y'all be coming up with the questions like, well, why you do that? Like how you do, you know? Somebody recently asked me, and I'm going to answer her. I am going to answer her her comment. She asked me, because I was going through my expenses on Sunday, and I said that I pay $500 for rent, and she was like, how you pay 500? Like, where they do that at? You know, how do you pay $500 for rent? And so I am a roommate with my brother. And actually, I don't know that I've said this before, but actually I moved in. So my two brothers had their own apartment, and in 2018, I think it was early 2018, I had a major life change, and I left where I was living, and I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know what I was going to do, y'all. I didn't have no plan. My life was all the way not together. All the way not together. My mom, I think, made my brothers take me in. And so my brothers had this two bedroom apartment. And so one was in one room and one was in the other room, because they're grown, right? They were sharing an apartment. And so my mom, I think, I mean, my brothers are the kindest. But my mom, I think, is the one who set it in motion for them to take me in. And so I slept on the couch for like 2 years, or longer. I don't know, 2 years or longer. And it was okay. Like, I had a place to be. I didn't pay any rent. But also at that time, I was working as a paraeducator in a transition program, and I was like, I need to make more money than this. I was legit bringing home $472 every 2 weeks. That wasn't gonna pay for nothing. And by the grace of God, I've always had a car, and I've always been able to pay my car insurance. But I couldn't do both of those things in the same check, you know? And I think at the time, my car payment was like, it was like the lower 300s. Yeah, it was like in the lower 300s. And then I had a car, so I would pay the car note out of one check and pay the car insurance out of the other check. Try to get like, I was borrowing money left and right from my brothers. I know they was just like, girl, you already don't pay rent. And so, but they didn't make me pay anywhere. They never asked me for a cent. Not for a cent. For years. I want to say it was probably 3 years. 18, 19, 20, 21. So 18, 19, I think in 2021, my little brother moved out and bought him a house. He bought his own house. He did not take us with him, honey. But he bought a house. And so then I picked up the rent, because finally I went to school to become a sign language interpreter. So during that time that I wasn't paying rent, I was able to go to school. And I went to school to become a sign language interpreter, because I knew that I needed to make more money, because there was no way that I was going to be able to, like, just fund my life, you know? Like, I wasn't married. Like, nobody was helping me. Like, I didn't have nothing. And so I needed to go back to school to get an education to do something specific. And so that's what I did. It was a 2-year program. It's a full 2 years, meaning we went through the summer as well. I feel like I went full-time during the semesters, but then in the summer, I think it was part-time maybe. I don't know. Maybe I took more. I'm not sure. But it was 2 full years. And so did that, graduated. And so by December of 2020, I got hired as a signing para. So still $400 and something every 2 weeks still, but I was just waiting for an interpreter position to open up. And so at the end of that school year, an interpreter position opened up at the high school. And finally, like, y'all listen, I only make $39,000 a year now. So when I first started, I want to say I was making maybe 34, let me 39, 37, maybe $32,000 a year when I started. And that was the most money I've ever made. And so while I was working, I was finally able to kind of get some traction. And so by the time my little brother moved out, I was able to pay rent. And rent, I think at the time, because we live far south of Chicago, so the further south you go, the cheaper the rent is. And so like the further you move away from the city, like the cheaper the rent is. And so rent was like $800, and then there's like utilities and everything like that. And so I started being able to pay $400 a month. Now, mind you, because my life wasn't all the way together yet, there were months where I couldn't pay. I didn't pay because I didn't have any financial stewardship. I just didn't. I was not being a good steward over my finances. If money was in my account, I would just spend it and I would figure it out. I'm like, I'll figure it. And I was still borrowing money all the way up until I think February of this year was the last time I borrowed money from my brother, and I said never again. Never again. And that in March, I just started getting my life together. I was like, I started the Dave Ramsey program, and it has not failed me. It really does keep me on track with my goals, with where I want to be, with what I want to do. And that's what I need. I need a step-by-step process. That's how my brain works. It's really helpful to me. Some people like are all going ham, like, oh, I don't like Dave. I don't care. Do not care. Do not care. Because one day I want to be on the Dave Ramsey show talking about doing my debt-free shout, honey. If you hear this, Dave Ramsey, invite me, but pay for the plane ticket too. So anyway, those are my 3 things on my checklist. And so, like I said, as I learn more, I'll update and probably just kind of do like a quarterly update. So what is this? This is November. So I'll probably do maybe at the beginning of the year, like just for January to just set off the new year, I might do like an update or something, like my plans, because I'm a New Year's resolution girl. I love New Year's resolutions. I love setting goals. I love planning how to accomplish that goal. I love it. I love it. I know some people are like, oh, I don't like, but I love goals. I love goals. I love New Year's resolutions. I love it. So I do resolutions twice a year. I do it on my birthday, because my birthday is in August, so it's like halfway through the year, and then I do it again at the beginning of the year. And so, yeah. So I'm gonna check in for sure, probably at the beginning of January, with specifically the retirement readiness checklist to just make sure I'm on track, that I'm still aligned with my goals. And so hopefully y'all enjoyed this. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I did it in one take, honey. One take, because I got an hour. Let me see, an hour. It was about an hour and a half before I have to go down to interpret. And so thank y'all for listening, and let me know if you guys have any questions about what I've said, or like if something wasn't clear, let me know. But I look forward to hearing from y'all, and I'm about to do my thumbnail, get this video up. Y'all will see it on Wednesday. Did I say it was Wednesday already? I hope I didn't. It's Tuesday. If I said it was Wednesday, I'm lying, because it is definitely Tuesday. Let me make sure. It is Tuesday. It feels like Wednesday. But y'all will see this video on Wednesday, so I'll just see y'all later.